Good evening mga kawari and welcome back to another episode where we talk about whatever it is that is in your mind. Okay, sa tingin ko, sa palagay ko, sa wari ko. And we have guests for today. They are podcasters and they are starting their way up the podcasting world. In fact, they are an inspiration and they are the reason why I actually started a podcast, which is SaWariKo. So I will give them a chance to introduce themselves in a bit. Oxbreak, welcome to the program.
Hi everyone. Hi.
Ready mo, Japs? Hi guys.
Hi.
Yan na si Oxbreak. Kamusta? Please introduce yourselves.
So ladies first. Oh.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is P4. I'm 29 from Barangay Pinyahan, Quezon City. And I believe in this charot.
Ayun. My Gcash number is...
Yan. Pamay na lang po. So, yun. Galing kami sa podcast na Oxbreak. And, ayun. Yun naman, mga bagay na pinagkakabalahan lang namin pag itong pandemic. So, yun. Nothing much to say more about me. Yun lang. Para kasi ako OFW, ito yung itsura ko.
Kumusta dyan sa Dubai?
Ito, maalikabok.
Maalikabok. May sandstorm.
Ay. Sana pumasok yung buhangin. Ayun. So, hello everyone. I'm Japs, one of the hosts of Oxbreak. So, kasi Bulgara ng edad, nakakain. So, 27.
Grabe, diba? No? Pwede namang wag sabihin.
Na-joke lang. So, yeah, I'm 27 years old from Las Piñas. We started the Oxbreak way back around last weeks of May.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are already on our episode 12. It's just now released just today in Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. So thank you SaWariKo team for inviting us for this
the
for
pleasure
tonight's
is
episode.
ours. Yeah.
Thank you.
Galing. One of the questions na I have na hindi ko natanong when I guested sa inyo a couple of weeks ago is why Oxbreak?
Japan, ikaw sumagot.
All right. So thank you for that wonderful question.
For the one.
All right. So the reason as to why we use the term Oxbreak, it's because both of us people came from the BP or the call center background. So because when we say Oxbreak, kasi the Ox spells as AUX, which is a short term for auxiliary. So when we say auxiliary, it's more of like the status. And then break, it's your status is on break. So in the real life situation, which is outside of the BPO or the call center life, it's more of like when you listen to our podcast, you're putting yourself on an auxiliary break. So you're putting yourself on break. So at least you can listen, while you're on break, you can listen to our podcast. So ganun siya.
That is so cool. Galing Oxbreak. So basically, parang yung break. Actually, break, parang ganun. Like you're not taking calls.
You're not taking calls.
Kaya break. Pero hindi siya yung break na tipong lalabas ka, no? Hindi naman ganun.
Actually, sa call center, pwede ka naman lumabas ng fraud. So, punta ka ng locker mo o kaya sa lobby.
Tumbling muna kasi pagod na yung puwet mo. Gano'n.
Kuha ka lang coffee.
Kuha kang coffee. Galing. Ganda. Actually, very catchy nga yung name niyo ng Oxbreak. Nakakatuwang pakinggan.
And we also wanted to make sure, not to make sure, but we just wanted to make it as like parang unique as possible. Kasi others would say parang may mga ibang names of podcasts already na parang it's just so familiar like the walang
right.
show, something like that. So just to in relate of what we used to have before in our BPO life. So we
Right,
incorporate
right.
that in our podcast.
Galing ah. Who thought about the name? Is this like a mutual effort kayo ni Pipoy?
Parang common denominator namin talaga kasi yung BPO industry. Kasi
Mm.
since parehong wave kami galing yung training namin. Unang pinitch yan sa akin ni Javet na gusto, parang maganda yung Oxford. Sabi ko, oo nga no, parang catchy siya. Pero hindi pa final yun. Noong time, sabi pa namin inisip. Sabi ko, pati na lang, hindi na lang ganito. No call, no show.
So,
Ang haba, no?
Catchy yun kasi
oo.
ito yung mga umabsent tapos hindi nag-call in.
Oo.
Hindi nagpaalam. Para mo makaka-relate. Sabi niya, no, ox break na lang. Sabi ko, sige na nga, ox break. Mas controversial kasi yung no call no show eh. Parang
meron pa nga 'di ba yung AWOL.
awol. Parang o kaya yun, overbreak, ganyan.
Overbreak.
Parang ang nega ng pangalan ng podcast, no? Pag ganun.
Kaya sabi ko, ox break na lang. Para medyo parang status break lang naman yung nangyari.
Yan. And this is actually the reason kung bakit kayo yung ginest ko dito sa topic na to about call center. Kasi nga, yung pangalan pa lang ninyo call center na. Tapos kayo galing din sa call center, di ba? So parang marami tayong matututunan from you two.
Ay, sige. We'll try our best to impart what we have learned. What we have learned. Talaga ba?
What we experienced.
Yeah, that's okay.
Diba? And since our topic today is how to survive the call center industry, punta muna tayo dun sa mga questions, okay? Sa ating social media accounts, naglagay ako ng question na ano ang gusto nilang itanong sa mga call center agent. Okay? Kahit
This is really exciting.
Nakakatuwa. May mga iba doon na parang walang kinalaman sa call center.
Sagutin natin yan.
Ito yung first question galing kay Genesis. Are you handsome in person? Kasi nga, di ba naririnig lang? Boses lang eh. Minsan ang ganda ng boses, di ba? Parang,
Ito ang theory ko ha. Hindi ko nilalahat. Kaya don't come for me. Don't bash me. Pero majority of call center agents, kapag the more na maganda yung boses, the more tsaka in person. Hindi tsaka ugali, the more tsaka. Kasi parang ewan ko ba, siguro binis ko na lang din sa mga naging ka-team ko dati. Kasi wala naman ako ibang ipa-compare. Kasi the more na ginagandahan nila na ewan ko ba, basta ganun, the more na ginagandahan nila pag ako'y nakikinig sa mga sabi ko, ba't ang ganda ng boses mo? Kasi nga, pang nila yun, parang pambawi daw.
Pambawi.
Tapos yung mga paneling ko naman na magaganda, sabi ko, bakit kahit yung boses mo parang palaka? Parang bukang ganun. Parang, bakit yung mga wells mo? Parang ganun. Sabi niya, parang, ewan ko ba, theory ko lang yun.
Bakit ba? SaWariKo, di ba? Sa tingin ko naman eh. Di ba? Opinion mo yan. It is your own. You are entitled to your own opinion.
Exactly.
SaWariKo. Ganda na, SaWariKo. Tuwan-tuwa ako sa pangalan namin, Sobrang proud.
Actually, nakakatuwa nga. Sobrang unique. It's more of like medyo deeper Tagalog version ng sa opinion ko.
Sa opinion. Ikaw, Japeth, anong tingin mo? Are you handsome in person daw?
Ay, Diyos ko po. Hindi ko masagot. Medyo mahirap. Para parehas ang theory. Parehas ang theory ni Pipo na parang
the eye of the beholder na lang, ganyan.
Grabe. Ito, mga lighter questions pa to ha. Meron pa isang question si Paul. Ang tanong niya, kamusta?
Kamusta? Okay naman.
Okay lang.
Sila tita, kamusta din?
May isang nag-post, hindi question. Si LRT, ang sabi niya, pakikat na po ang internet namin. Wala naman net lagi.
Pakitawagan yung internet service provider nila.
Di ba call center kasi ba meron yung yung level 3, merong technical whatever, iba-ibang accounts, mga ganun, no? Yung sa inyo ba? Di ba may customer service, merong Parang ganun, no? Hindi ko gets eh. Hindi ko masyadong.
Ano kasi, most of the time, kapag nag-apply ka sa call center, tapos may mga test kasi, doon i-assess kung saan ka mas fit ilagay. So kung first time mo, pero nakita naman na medyo tech savvy ka, ipoprofile ka nila sa tech account. Kasi in every account, iba-iba talaga yung training. So kahit baguhan ka o hindi, pareho kayo ng pagdadaanan ng training para patigman.
Okay.
Pero majority talaga sa customer service. Parang yung minsan yung tech support mo na lang, upskill na lang.
Right.
Dagdag trabaho, gano'n.
But that does not mean na mas mataas yung position ng iba dun sa...
No. Ano lang to, in the call center jargon, we call it as LOB, or the line of business, under that specific account. Kasi let's just say you were placed into like a telecommunications account, and they do have a lot of line of businesses, which is parang branches of support team. So they have customer support, they have technical support, they also have billing for billing concerns, back office for emails and chat. So that doesn't have any hierarchy, not unless yung severity ng workload niya.
Right.
So let's say na mauuna muna si customer service, and then if the customer gets frustrated, or it is his or her out of scope already, and that's the time that they need to escalate it to the supervisor or to the next level customer service.
I see.
So ganon siya. So though may mga level 1, level 2 agents, ganon, pero when it comes to like yung types of workload like technical support, billing, customer service, it's all just like the same level.
Right.
Again, it really depends with the account if they do have that kind of hierarchy of support.
Right. Parang iba-iba ring department, ano?
Exactly.
Very nice. Ito, sana hindi tayo mabash dito sa question na to. Again, disclaimer lang, ito po ay mga questions na binigay ng mga madlang people. Okay? Hindi natin inimbento itong tanong na to. Galing kay Henju. He is from Abu Dhabi. Ito, galing Abu Dhabi. And sabi niya, kayo magugulat, bakit daw ang aarte ninyo? Charot. May tawa siya.
Yan common common reaction ng iba. Na meron kasi, totoo, meron naman talaga na mga call center agents, kapag nakilala mo, since medyo first time nila, ganyan, mga newbie, first time nakapag-English, mag-English yan kahit saan. O ganon. Kasi ito parang medyo umangat ka kasi sa lipunan. Parang ganun yung feeling. Kaya umabot ako, naranasan ko to. I remember nung 2013 na sa Makati ako. Kami, pagkatapos kasi ng new hire orientation, communications training. So, parang more on mga enunciation, ganyan. Doon ko natutunan yung mga schwa, yung mga ganon.
Ano yung schwa?
Tapos, yung mga kunwari pag kay California, ano bang maganda?
It's more of like the different pronunciation of each letters and vowels.
Americanized na. Yan,
okay.
Parang yung UH sound, yung imbis na parang ganon.
Okay.
So, ako, dahil nga feeling ko na umangat yung estado ko sa lipunan, lahat ko siya ginagamit. To the point na, parang naging common na sa akin. Kapatid ko hanggang ngayon naartihan sa akin. Mga arte mo. Sabi ko, ganito kami. Ganyan. Pero parang pag naririnig na namin yung film, ba't ang arte niya? Parang naging inside joke na siya. Kasi pag kami magkakasama, ine-exaggerate talaga namin. Kasi kaya umaabot sa point of exaggeration kapag lagi namin kasama isa't isa, parang normal siya sa amin. Hindi kami pwede magtagalog sa floor. Kahit na wala hindi pwede magtagalog, makipagkwentuhan kasi maririnig as background noise. So, pati chikahan namin, chismisan namin, English din dapat.
Right.
Tumapa kami sa carpeted floor, kailangan English. Kaya nga pag merong English sa elevator o kaya sa pantry, ang bulong-bulong namin, ay may newbie. May newbie, nag-i-English sa tiled na floor, ganyan.
Oo.
Hindi man lahat makaarte. Meron lang talagang feel-a-feel.
Oo. Japeth, may sabihin ka?
Yes, actually, in a serious note kasi, ito it's a common misconception to call center agents na sobrang arte nila. I guess when it comes to like speaking or talking, kasi andun siguro yung imitation of accent from our customers. Kasi we're dealing with foreign customers, which is mostly from North America, Canada, and US. And from time to time, as time goes by, we adapt the slang and the language itself. So nagkakaroon yung term na Americanize na yung accent namin as the days goes by, as we deal with our customers every day. And ako, I used to be a trainer back then as a product trainer, and I do understand, tama yung sinabi ni Pipoy na each and every time the new trainees are inside the production floor or the training room, I myself is also a strict trainer when it comes to EOP or English only policy. Kasi number one, the reason as to why we implement English only policy is for them to at least exercise themselves on speaking in English. Kasi yun talaga yung like yung local language ng customers namin from the US. And then at the same time, to exercise themselves on how to express themselves in speaking in English. Kasi para at least man-neutralize kumbaga. Kasi we have this called kasi na Philippinism wherein kasi it's normal for us as Filipinos to as a trying hard to speak in English. There were times kasi na yung Tagalog sentence, we try to translate it literally into English. So that's why sometimes when we try to speak in English, we stutter, and at the same time, hindi natin alam yung sasabihin. So sometimes, parang yun yung nagiging part to back off, and then pag ayoko na lang magsalita ng English. So that's why in call center, kasi we ask our agent to speak English all the time, so at least they can practice it. And then yun nga, I guess yun nga, so yung adaptability and being flexible enough as a call center agent. Siguro yung arte part, siguro di naman kami maarte. Siguro I mean the way we talk or we speak naman siguro, it's just the way for us to adapt with our customers from which is from the foreign land. So I guess doon yung pero it's a common misconception. We totally understand it. That's what they thought about us. Pero yun just to make things clear, just to have a clean slate about that kind of scenario. No, it's not. It's just like we're just adapting.
The way I understand this is, syempre kasi work ninyo yun di ba? And you want everyone. You want everyone to get used to it with the language kasi yung customers ninyo, yun talagang salita. And if you're gonna do this like 8 hours, 12 hours, I heard someone do it for 16 hours. And if you're like gonna talk to someone na hindi mo naman talaga first language yung sinasabi mo, it can get very tiring, di ba? At the end of the day, pagod na yung utak mo. So this is like one of those ways para masanay yung agent, right? Para hindi naman siya pagod na pagod. At least kahit papaano, mabilis siyang mag-process ng sasabihin niya and stuff like that. Well, that's just my view on the question. Si Henju, alam niya na yung sagot.
Ako sa feeling ko yung mga nagsasabi na ang arte ng mga call center agents, ganyan, sila madalas yung mga taong nakaka-experience ng second-hand embarrassment kapag nakita sila ng taong in public. Kasi di sila sanay mismo sa sarili na magsalita ng English in public. Siguro dahil baka they find it awkward. Kaya they feel the second-hand embarrassment na sila mismo din yung na-awkward. Which in fact, hindi naman siguro na-awkward yung taong gumagawa nun. Kasi sa kanya, sanay na siya. Tsaka parang matagal nang stigma sa atin na kapag nagsasalita ka ng English, maarte ka,
right?
may gustong
Oo.
patunayan, kay social
Oo.
climber,
Oo.
ganyan. So parang hindi na rin siya naalis kasi kapag manunood ka ng mga palabas sa TV, laging yun din yung stereotype. So hindi na rin siya kasi nako-correct. Tapos minsan na ginagawa pa siyang comic relief, yung mga ganun sa movie. Kaya hindi na naitatama, tuloy-tuloy yung stigma.
Right.
Parang na yung pag-i-English in public, it's a bad thing kasi if you go to a foreign country, wala ka ibang gagawing salita kundi English talaga.
Right.
At for them, hindi ka magmumukhang maarte. Parang feel ko dito lang to sa atin yung ganyan.
Yeah, actually it's really sad, no? And this is one of those things na dapat matanggal sa isip ng mga Filipino. Yung kapag nag-i-English yung kapwa mo Filipino, tingin mo maarte. Because I have like this experience, no? Ako di man ako nag-call center ng time na to. I tried one call center, siguro mga isang buwan nga lang ako, parang training lang. So wala talaga akong yung enough experience para masabi na talagang galing ako doon. But there was this time kasi like in my work, medyo Inglesero din naman kasi talaga ako sa kahit saan. And meron kaming coworker na hindi talaga ako kinakausap. And galit talaga siya sa akin. For some reason, hindi ko alam kung ano ang reason niya, pero galit talaga siya. Until one time, kinausap kami ng boss namin and tinanong siya na bakit ka nagagalit kay Mark? Alam mo kung anong sagot niya? Inglesero daw kasi ako. Pilipino naman daw ako. So, I guess hindi... Yeah, totoo. Inglesero daw. Pilipino naman daw ako. Ba't daw hindi ako magtagalog? Sa Pilipinas daw ako. Diba? So, hindi lang siya nag-iisa. I think maraming ganun. Maraming Pinoy na ganun. Na pag, tama yung sinabi ni Pipoy. Diba? Tsaka may mindset na sila. Pag Pilipino ka, magtagalog ka. Parang ganun. I don't know. Kasama ba sa crab mentality?
I guess
kasi
so.
Parang kasi tayo bilang na-colonize that as Filipinos always seek validation sa mga white people, ganyan. So since they see speaking English as something na nakakataas, ganyan, parang stop pretending, parang gano'n ang nagiging mindset. Pero kasi hindi, parang siguro noon matagal nang ganun yung hindi ko masabing tradition, pero matagal nang ganun yung nangyayari to the point na it's very hard to correct it now.
Yeah.
Na katulad ng sa mga schools, 'di ba? Kapag yung English speaking yung yung school, parang gano'n. Parang ay mayaman to, ganyan. Laging ina-associate yung pagsalita ng English sa estado ng buhay.
Sa stat.
Kaya pag alam nilang hindi call center agent ka, wag mo mag-pretend, hindi ka naman, parang may ganun. Kaya parang arte mo. Kaya parang ang sad kasi parang nakikita na ang dali-dali ng trabaho ng call center agent, sasagot lang ng telepono, parang makakausap ka lang. So dapat wala kang right na mag-inarte. Hindi yan totoong work kasi mga totoong trabaho is yung totoong profession like teacher, ganyan. Laging may ganong stigma.
Ayan. Just to add with what people said, it's a common stigma for those who are in the call center industry, and for those people, don't quote me on this, but I believe this is the real thing that's happening. Who's judging people who's working in the BPO industry na they seem to be like parang socialites kasi. Na parang sa gabi sila nagtatrabaho, puro bisyo and all. They don't know what's the story behind as to how they work within that 9 hours of shift sa office. Right, so, ano yung sobrang stress, yung you're dealing with frustrated customers and all of that. And with what people said earlier about speaking in English in terms of like yung parang naging estado siya ng buhay sa yung pagsasalita ng English. I also find it really quote-unquote annoying kasi
Mm-mm.
there were times that there were some people like, English ka ng English, di ka naman tapos ng pagkaaral.
Diba?
Diba?
And dito lang yan
That's-
This is just in the Philippines
Yes,
Wala
it's a common trait of the Filipino people to bring someone else's down if they see them na nagpo-progress, 'di ba? Even though na hindi ganun kataas yung level of education na nakuha nila. Kasi alam mo yun, parang naghihilaan nga pababa.
Right.
And with that being said, regarding educational background, it's a matter of your yung parang yung diskarte mo na lang sa buhay yan. And us being in the call center industry for quite some time already, and we know how this thing works, like the
Right.
operation and stuff like that. So yun lang. Siguro I would highly encourage for those people to better understand what's the story behind before they think about na maarte kayo, na ganito, ganyan. Also, try to speak to someone who's also working in the call center. Ano ba yung, paano ba umiikot yung mundo nyo sa call center? How does this thing work talaga in a real life situation?
Right.
So, yun lang naman.
I agree. Sorry. Narinig niyo ba yung plato?
Oh, parang hapunan na. Ganun na ba yun?
Oo, naririnig yung plato. May bloopers. May bloopers pa tayo, no? Teacher Egay. Teacher Egay.
Egay, come on, join us.
Ito next question kasi mukhang mapapahaba tayo dun sa question ni Henju eh. Ang dami pa akong gustong sabihin pero next time na lang.
Sige,
ito si Sha Trazona, ito from Pangasinan. Kamusta daw ang health?
Ako muna, sorry. Ito kasi ako siguro I have been smoking for more than a decade. Nag-stop lang talaga ako nitong pandemic kasi iba yung threat na ang tinitira ng COVID is baga tapos mag-iosya. Parang alam mo yun, parang yun yung naging wake up call ko. Pero nung time na nagsisimula ako sa call center, iba kahit may mga kilala ko na kahit hindi nag-iossi, dahil yung mga naging friends sila nag-iossi, sumasama sila sa mga 15-minute break, sa mga yossi break ganyan, o kaya sasama sa inuman after, o kaya mag-Starbucks after. Natutunan sila na mag-yossi, which is siguro yun lang yung toxic na part. Pero ako man ng trabaho, may mga ibang nag-yossi pa. Pero iba sa call center, halos lahat kayo may makikita humihipak ng vape, nag-yossi saan-saan. Tapos, pag tinanong mo yung majority sa amin, bakit ka nag-yossi? Bakit ang daming beses ka mag-yossi sa isang araw? Lagi lang namin sabihin, ay nakaka-stress yung call eh. Parang droga namin yung yossi na pag hitit mo ng yossi, i-exhale mo yung bad vibes. Kasi minsan naranasan ko na meron talaga akong super toxic na call na halos murmurahin na ako hanggang sa kanunuluan ko. TL, pwede pa-bio break lang ako. Mag-iossi lang ako sa baba. Ganyan. Parang in advance ko yung break ko na naka-schedule. Pinatik na. Tapos parang andun yung urge mo mag-yossi talaga. Which, pag ako, naglo-look back ako ngayon sa mga habits ko. So, buti na survive ko yun kasi nakakaubos ako dati ng tupak. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko na-quit talaga mag-yossi ngayon. Parang, siguro in-stop ko na talaga siya nung dahil sa COVID, tsaka wala na rin ako mabilhan. Hanggang sa nawala na lang yung urge ko. Tapos parang, trinay ko ulit. Siguro mga, nung Pasko, trinay ko ulit. Doon ko na, na-realize na, ayoko na talaga. Parang, bumalik yung yung lifestyle ko dati, ganyan. Tsaka bukod sa yossi, lagi kang masasama sa mga team building na di naman talaga team building, swimming na puro inuman.
Tinawag lang na team building.
Sasabihin pa ng TL, uminom ka na, sayang naman to, kahit hindi talaga umiinom, ganyan. Minsan yung every off, kasi minsan may mga team na pareho kayo na off eh. laging may inuman session kay ganito, ganyan.
Oo.
For me, hindi healthy kasi bilang ako, ang ugali ko, madali akong ma-impluwensya ng ganyan. Mahirap para sa akin. Good thing dun sa mga iba na kaya talaga mag-resist. Pero paano yung mga katulad ko? Marami kami na ang bilis mahikayat sa mga ganyan.
Mahina ako.
Totoo. Si Japet, parang buti hindi ko na-impluwensyahan yan mag-yosi-yosi, mag-inom-inom, ganyan. Siguro parang ako ang in-impluwensya ni Japet. Kasi tuwing sumasama ko, parang, ano ba yan? Parang corny naman. Tapos, alam mo yung, parang nakikita mo sa mga mukha ni Japet na naiinip siya habang nag-aantay. Parang, tagal naman nito matapos mag-yosi. Parang ganon. Parang, teka lang, Day, ha? Teka lang.
That's a true story.
True story, di ba? Kasi di ba, lahat ng friends ko, parang, alam ko na naiinip. Kapag, wait lang, yosi lang ako ha, 15 minutes, hanggang sa magiging 30 minutes. Kasi lahat sila, nandun sa malayo, nanonood lang sa akin. Ang ganun.
Minsan sasabihin pa ni Pipoy, wait, pa isa pa, wait lang.
Pa isa pa, na-stress talaga ako eh. May mga ganun pa ulit niya.
Kulang ang isa.
Totoo. Pero yun, good thing wala na siya. Ayoko na.
Naman, when it comes to health, medyo crucial kasi ang health being in the call center work kasi gabi. So most of the call center work is panggabi talaga. And syempre panglaban sa antok is kape. So I get to have this what they call like gastritis or acid reflux.
Oh yeah.
Kasi nga coffee has a lot of acid and that triggers yung acid sa stomach kasi. So parang sobrang abuso sa kape, ganyan. So until such time na parang yun nga, I was quote-unquote diagnosed by the doctor that I do have acid reflux. So, ang dami ng bawal. So, bawal ka ng ganito, bawal ka ng ganyan, bawal ka sa oily, ganyan. Spices, ganyan. So, minsan, yung nga sabi nila, kung ano yung bawal, yun ang masarap. So, minsan hindi mo na yung temptation na andyan eh. So, minsan makakaligtaan mo na, ay, bawal pala. Ay, bawal pala sa akin to. So,
nakain mo na.
Nakain mo na. Yan dyan na. So, ayun na. Talaga eh, it's a habit for a call center agent to have at least a glass or two of coffee sa tabi niya. Or other than that, kung gusto mo yung mas matapang, like Cobra Extra Juice o kaya Monster drink. Mga ganyan. Tipo mga dilat ka ng 2 days.
2 araw.
Diba?
We have 2 more questions. 2 more questions. And then we're gonna go to... Ang dami talaga. Alam mo talagang, pag kayo talaga ang kausap, bitin talaga ang 30 minutes. No?
Sorry na.
Uy, pero nakakatuwa nga eh. Alam mo, nag-enjoy ako. Pero ito, si Trick Yap. Yan. I think he's from QC. Condensed in, ang dami eh. Why are you applying for a call center position? Have you ever dreamt of working in a call center? If no, then why are you applying? And lastly, Tito Boy, when is it okay not to be okay? And when is it okay not to be okay? When is it not to be okay to be okay?
Isahin natin yan na. Isahin natin na. Sige. Pipo, ikaw muna.
Siguro doon tayo mag-start sa tanong na, have you ever dreamt to apply in a call center? Siguro wala namang pinangarap, sana maging call center agent ako. Parang hindi naman, it's not a bad thing. I mean, kasi simula bata pa lang parang laging hinuhulma sa atin maging doktor, engineer, architect, ganyan. So, hindi naman nababanggit yung pagiging call center. Pero, isa siguro sa conscious decision ko na patuloy ako nag-a-apply sa call center is ang dami kasing skills na matututunan. Like, una pa lang siguro communication skills. Tapos, yung marami kasing like siguro yung technology sa States, parang hindi naman sa totally mas advanced. Siguro meron kasi sa kanila readily available na wala sa atin. So parang bagong learning yun. Tapos natututunan mo yung kung saan yung mga lugar, na nasa Anaheim pala ang Disneyland, malay ko ba may Anaheim pala yung ganun. Parang hindi natin kasi mundo. So ang bawat nare-receive mong information is ang sarap i-absorb.
Right.
And also yung aside dun sa communication skills, yung pagiging pasensyoso, as in kailangan mo na mahabang pasensya. Parang isa siya sa mga natutunan ko yung anger management. Kasi doon mo mararanasan na minumura ka na ng lahat, ayaw ka na kausapin, pero kailangan kalma ka pa din kasi kung di mawala ka ng trabaho.
Right.
Parang siguro sa lahat ng mga negative na binabanggit ay iba, like pagpupuyat, kaya delikado magbiyahe sa gabi, mga hold-upper. I-risk mo kasi hindi lang dahil do sa may malaking offer o malaking sahod. Parang may mga makukuha kang skills na hindi mo makukuha agad-agad sa corporate world. Parang sa corporate world, parang may specific kang applyan. Sa call center, ilalagay ka kung saan mo hindi mo gusto. Actually, kung saan ka lang i-profile, saan available na account. Hindi ka naman tech savvy, lagay ka sa tech. Tapos, next apply mo, ilagay ka sa medical account, financial account. Maluloko ka na lang iba-ibang mga kasamahan mo, iba-ibang background. May kasamahan kang nurse, may kasamahan kang midwife. Parang lahat kayo magkakaroon ng common denominator, walang husgahan.
Right.
Kaya yung mga nang-judge sa social media na call center agent lang, yung mga ganyan. Parang mga ganyan hindi ko na pinapatulan kasi never naman nila nakita kung ano yung nasa loob na ibang-ibang klase ng tao yung bumubuo ng technically isang account. So yun, parang masarap, parang it's not just an experience din kasi. Masarap na maging part ng BPO industry kasi kung mag-a-apply man ako, for example, mag-a-apply ako sa ibang industry, madadala ko pa rin yung skills na natutunan.
Right.
Hindi siya masasayang.
Right. Galing.
Ako naman, my take on that is, first of all, have you dreamt of being a call center agent? I agree with what people said earlier na hindi naman talaga siya dream. And with our parents, they used to, dream for us na maging doctor, teacher, or whatnot as a professional. It's just that it happens to be na in the critical times right now, and with the qualifications that you have, kasi most of the time or most of the people right now are undergrad and they can't afford to finish college because of money. So laging sinasabi ni people na bilang alipin ng pera is you need to sacrifice your own moral for you to be able to have a work. And most of the time in the BPO or call center industry, minsan nga, high school graduate, as long as may experience, tinatanggap na. 2 years in college without experience, tinatanggap na. Because with that having said, because clients doesn't look on to someone's educational background. They're looking into someone who's flexible enough to do the work and willing to learn more in terms of the product knowledge itself, and also with the upcoming updates na mangyari, and also willing to step up the game. So if they would like to be promoted after 5 years and whatnot, and if they see potential from that person. So educational background speaking, hindi siya ganun ka-importante sa call center. It happens to be that we need to earn money. So, yun. Ako, ganun yung nangyari sa akin. I stopped on my college years. I need to stop for the meantime. Or I totally stopped kasi nga I need to give way for my brother. And then, nag-start na ako mag-work sa call center. So, ayun. So, hindi siya dream. It just happens to be that you need to be that kind of person who's really madiskarte sa buhay. And that kind of diskarte, it's up to you kung paano mo igagawin yung hustle mo sa buhay. If it's up to you how to take the risk of getting the money and getting the job. So
Right.
minsan nga sa interview, tatanungin ka pa, are you amenable on working in shifting schedules, working on holidays? Actually, with those kinds of questions, it's already a big risk for
Right.
yourself kasi mako-compromise mo yung time mo with your family and with your friends, and at the same time, you have yung health mo din. Diba?
Right.
So, yun yung mga factors na na meron kami bilang call center agents. And again, it's not a dream. It happens to be that we need to do the hustle of, of earning money naman.
Right.
And then, I would like to answer the question when it's not okay not to be okay,
Tito
and when
Boy's
it's okay
question.
not to be okay. Actually, it's really okay to be not. It's okay not to be okay. Actually, we've talked about this last night about apology. Kasi everyone is entitled to make mistakes.
Right.
And
so may
with
preview na
those,
sila. May preview na for Ox Breaks
Yes.
episode number 12.
Or 12, exactly. Ano na tayo? May paano tayo? Ano nga to? Yung
Teaser.
tawag, teaser or shameless plug, kumbaga.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So, as we talk about apology with our episode 12, so we mentioned that it's okay not to be okay. Everyone is entitled to make mistakes, and everyone is entitled to rectify their own mistakes. And if it's not rectifiable, or if we can't correct it at all, and then admit to yourself that you made the mistake and just promise to yourself not to do it again. But then again, you need to make that promise to be, parang workable. Hindi yung promise na parang nag-promise ka lang sa sarili mo, at the end, hindi pala magagawa. So, ganun siya. So, it's okay not to be okay because, that makes us human.
Right.
Diba, sa people. And I guess it's a time not to be okay. It's whenever you need help. If you're really struggling with depression or whatnot, if you're struggling in life already, it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to ask help already.
Yes.
If you are already drowning with your own thoughts, na sukong-suko ka na sa buhay, and I guess that's the time that you need to seek help with other people. Actually, in relation with this question with call center agents, actually, most of the call center agents also suffers depressions as well. Kasi minsan kasi we take it seriously from our customers who's cursing us and whatnot. Na yung pati yung pressure din sa work na minsan hindi namin na-meet yung matrices namin, low performing kami, ganito, ganyan, and may mga possibilities ma-terminate kami because of what we did wrong, or na hindi namin na-meet yung mga yung mga metrics namin. So, depression came in on that scenario we're in, na yun nga, as we mentioned, now compromise your family, your self-love at the same time. Nawawala ka na sa isip mo. So you're kind of thinking of how you're going to gain yourself when it comes to work. Pero nawawala yung point na parang nawawala na yung tao sa paligid. So yun nandun yung depression kasi.
Grabe, no? Sa WaRiKo, okay, this might not be the majority's dream job,
exactly.
But I think this is a noble job. Kasi honestly, I don't know how I could live without, for example, my internet or mga stuff, no, and I have to call, call center, customer service and stuff like that, and they are doing a pretty good job naman, diba? Parang so. Hindi siya biro na job, especially if like what you said, na may mga nakaka-encounter ng mga minumura and ganyan. Hindi talaga siya biro. Kaya I really consider it a noble job. Ito, last one before I go to the sources of stress, and then after that we go and ask and talk about how to survive the call center industry. Share your funniest encounter with a customer. That's funny, no? Nakakatawa, that's funny siya.
Okay, sige.
Ano ba? Ikaw ka muna, Japet, kasi alam ko meron.
I have a lot. So,
a lot ba?
Sige. Let me just,
pick the best
like
one.
Two. Sige. Sige, uwa na lang. I have this customer before na inabot kami ng 1 oras sa call. Alam mo yung alam mo kung ano lang yung gustong niyang gawin. I used to work with with car reservations kasi. So, meron tayo ganito sa Pilipinas wherein you can book your car or you can rent a car. Pero hindi siya katulad ng Grab. So, as ikaw yung driver, ikaw magre-rent ng car. So, you need may station dito and then you need to put it back to the same station.
Okay.
Ganun siya. So, what happened was, she was just checking the status of the reservation. Kumusta na yung ganito, ganyan. Until na sabi ko sa kanya, ma'am, okay naman din. Tapos, hanggang sa napunta na kami na, sabi niya, alam mo ba, ang ginagawa ko, wait lang, may gagawin na ako. Titirisin ko lang yung pimples ko ganito. Sabi ko, ha? Sabi ko, habang kinakausap mo, kung may ginagawa ka sa mukha mo. Tapos, one thing na sinabi niya sa akin, na ginagamit niya yung Listerine sa mukha niya para mag-dry yung pimple sa mukha niya. Sabi ko, really? Parang nakamute ako nang sabi ko, anong klaseng tao ka? Listerine ilalagay mo sa mukha mo. Diba, ang Listerine, pag nilagay mo sa, i-gargle mo lang, that stings eh. How much more pa talaga lalagay sa mukha? Actually, it's not funny, but it's like an awkward
thing. It's awkward. Yeah, it is. I mean, like, wow.
Pero at the same time, you cringe and then you kind of laugh kasi parang ang stupid naman na sasabihin ng customer sa'yo. Ano po siya, napaka-enthusiastic na pang matandang babae na habang nagkukwento siya about dun sa mga beauty regimens niya. And having said na yung ngayon, Listerine ngayon ginagamit sa pang-dry ng pimples. Sabi ko, are you sure you're doing that? Parang nakamute ako nun. We can place the customer on or the call on mute. And then, yun nga, sabi ko, sure, are you sure? Parang, ano ka ba? Alagad ka ba ni Satanas para sa gawin mo yan sa mukha mo?
Walang basagan ng trip.
Parang sige, unmute. Yeah, alright, sige. Yeah, wow, that's great. That's
great.
Parang medyo inano ko pa siya. Parang kinonsente ko pa siya.
encourage mo pa, no? That's great.
Tapos sabi ko pa yeah, well, I'm in the office right now. Let me just try that at home once again. Once I got home, I'll just go ahead and try that.
Talaga, sinabi mo.
Not kind of funny. It's kind of funny though. Pero
it's more on the awkward side. Yeah, yeah.
Parang pero may mga other stories pa, but it's kind of explicit. So
wag na explicit. Si people.
Ako naman, siguro kapag yung antok na talaga ako, kung ano-ano nasasabi ko sa ako. Kunwari, ano ba yun? Sabi ko, hi, thank you for calling Kevin. My name is that correct? Parang, like, is that correct? Tapos, minsan nasasaktuhan ko, maldita yung kausap ko. Tapos sabihin niya sa akin, how should I know? It's not my name. Mga ganyan. Tapos, alam mo yun, parang doon pala, ang hirap yung makipag-rapport agad. Kasi ang awkward na. Parang maganda yung mga sabog-sabog moments. Pero siguro for me, yung pinaka-nakakahiya, hindi naman actually siya totally nakakatawa. Like, nakakahiya for parang pag Saturday, Sunday kasi, yung mga corporate office, sarado. So, kapag meron kaming call na kailangan i-escalate sa supervisor o sa corporate office, ang sasabihin namin, kikreate na lang kami ng ticket para callbackan ka ng Monday. May talagang yung ayaw ko talagang kausap at gustong kumausap ng mas mataas. Ko pa ulit. Parang, wala na talaga, ma'am. Wala na. So, ending, although malito huwag niyo pong gagawin, guys. Ibabalik ko siya sa queue. Para hindi mo makatanggap. Tapos, kasi gusto niya nakausap espera, nagawa ko na siya ng ticket, ayaw niya pa ibaba. So, binalik ko sa queue. Hindi nagalitan naman siya. Tapos, yung queue na nakatanggap is yung, kasi parang level 2 ako yung nakatanggap na ng level 1. So, transfer. Ako na naman nakasagot. Sabi niya, aren't you the one na niya? No, maybe a different person. Hindi pwedeng mahuli. Just ko sana hindi to makapture sa recording. Baka ito po yung pull up nila pang coaching sa akin. Tapos, siguro nangyari yun ng 3 beses. Ang ending naman, binalik ko siya sa queue namin. Tapos, walang available. Hindi, akin na naman pumasok. Sige na ma'am, promise talaga. May tatawag na kasi ako mag-monitor. Tapos, walang tumawag. Kasi Saturday yun. Sunday, walang tumawag. Monday, tumawag siya. So sabi niya, what's your name? So sinabi ko niya, oh, you're the one from Keme-Keme. Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Let me transfer you now to the corporate office. I know what to do. Parang, siguro 3 araw, ako lang yung agent na nakausap niya. Yung mga notes ko lang din. So sana hindi talaga ito mag-feedback. Kasi pag nag-feedback, baka client na mag-sisante sa akin.
Meron akong story. Meron akong story in 2006. Was it 2006? Yeah, in 2006 I trained for Verizon. Yun yung parang 1 month nga lang ako and then I left. But this is Verizon and ang tawag dito. So we were on the floor, parang ang tawag doon yung parang inalakad kami dun sa floor area. Tapos pinapakinggan. Minsan papakinggan namin yung actual agent kung paano siya mag-handle ng call, mga ganyan.
Sidebarging.
Yeah. So nakikiconnect kami na ganun. And may tumawag dun sa isang agent. Sabi niya, parang ano sabi niya na ganun, parang thank you for calling Verizon. My name is Chaka. How may I help you today? Tapos sabi nung kausap niya, wow, what a wonderful name. Yes, ma'am. That means beautiful. Well, good.
Gusto ko yun.
Let's go to the sources of stress in the BPO industry. Ito, tingin ko, marami din kayong masasabi regarding this. I have 8 points and you can just share what you think about it. The first one is performance, expectations, and evaluations. Kasi daw sa iba, time handling lang daw. Pero sa iba naman, paspasan daw ng calls. Parang ganun. So, ano ba to? Parang meron daw ganun, yung performance expectations versus yung pinaka-evaluation.
Since BPO kasi, it's still a business. It's still a numbers game. Yun talaga yung, sinabi nung account manager namin dati. At wala siyang pakialam kung anong issue namin. Basta kailangan mag-produce kami ng numbers. So, kasi parang doon nakasalala yung magiging monthly budget, di ba? Parang doon din nakasalala kung magre-renew ba si client sa BPO company na to, kung ano ba effective ba yung site namin o ibibigay na lang yung business ng ibang site.
Sa iba.
So,
okay.
Parang lahat nung sinabi mo kasama talaga siya sa metrics. Parang hindi ka pwedeng pumili ng isa. Parang kasama talaga yung yung issue resolution, yung talaga yung unang-una na kailangan first contact as much as possible, kailangan ma-resolve yung issue. Hindi na parang sa'yo pa lang, kailangan na de-escalate na. Tapos, call handling, kailangan yung sa yung handle time mo, na namimit mo yung kung ano yung minimum. Kasi the more na mas marami yung calls na papasok sa'yo at na-resolve mo, it means you're producing more numbers.
Right.
Tapos yun nga, less, yung parang downtime, like parang yung magbe-break ka, ganyan. Kasi binabayaran yung break mo bayad. Lahat ng kinikilos mo within your shift, binabayaran. So kapag yung productivity mo hindi na-meet yung anong hinihingi, pwedeng maging factor yun sa kung mag-stay ka kasi kung may mas nagpa-perform, mas i-keep nila yun.
Right.
Tama. In addition of what people said regarding those matrices kasi, yeah, I agree. It's one of the factors as to why call center agents are being stressed out. Kasi iba din kasi ang pressure when it comes to meeting the targets kasi. So especially if you're being called out already for like 2 consecutive months that you're failing the targets,
Mm-mm.
yun yung medyo masakit na. Kasi on the third time na hindi mo pa rin na-meet yung target mo, let's say if you didn't meet the time handling, the first call resolution and whatnot, um, the management will issue you a performance development plan wherein you will be undergoing observation with the
Okay.
higher operations, and they will gauge you as to if you're improving or not. And
Mhm.
case-to-case basis kasi nga minsan nagkakaroon ulit ng second round,
Mm-mm.
another papel.
Mm-mm.
Pero if you're being consistent not performing, and that's the time that you need to check your employment na, kasi
Mm.
possibilities that it's either they will place you to another account, or worst comes to worst, they will terminate you kasi di ka
Fire
talaga
you. Right.
nagpe-perform eh.
Right.
And that's where the stress comes in, kasi nga doon pumapasok na nape-pressure yung mga agents,
Mm-mm.
kasi nga hindi nila nami-meet yung target. And also, one thing to add on that is it's because on how the management put pressures on the agents kasi. Kasi
Mhm.
depende yan sa drive na ginagawa ng management eh. If the
Mm-mm.
management will just like, parang sobrang aggressive,
Mhm.
na parang halos di sila aligaga when it comes to like pushing people. Sa
Mhm.
sobrang push mo, minsan nai-stress. Hindi na nila na alintana na yung mga agents sobrang nape-pressure na, and
Mm-mm.
nawawala na sila sa focus.
Mm-mm.
Yun nga. And then, also in addition to that as well, just to explain as to what's happening if ever
Mhm.
na nagfe-fail
Mhm.
kunyari, ang company namin si Oxbreak at
Mm-mm.
kunyari, si SaWariKo is yung from the US at kami
Mhm.
yung outsource company or the call center company, which is the Oxbreak.
Mhm.
So, if we didn't meet the expectation of SaWariKo, and
Mhm.
we are being penalized kasi hindi namin nami-meet yung ano. So, which means instead of bayaran kami ni SaWariKo,
Mhm.
kami ang magbabayad kay SaWariKo because we are being penalized and we're not meeting
Mm-mm.
the targets kasi. So,
Right.
yun. So, most of the time, let's say, within the 30 minutes of interval, may specific numbers of call that dapat i-hit.
Right.
And then, if within the 30-minute period, hindi nyo na-meet yung incoming calls sa target na dapat answered,
Mm-mm.
actually, another penalty na naman yun. So, aside from I mean,
Mhm.
technical
Mhm.
side na to
Mm-mm.
within the
Mm-mm.
BPO or within the call center or organization to.
Mm-mm.
So, ganun yun kasi nangyayari eh. So, doon na pumapasok lahat ng pressure from the higher operations,
Right.
boiling it down to the agents.
I
Ganun.
see. That's the first one. The second source of stress daw is yung lack of in-depth training. Well, this is one. This is an article by talkdesk.com. They mentioned call center agents who are provided little training feel that training was ineffective or have inadequate equipment. So they experience more stress than those who feel more prepared to execute their job perfectly. So this is likely though because they feel their performance would be better and customers would be more satisfied if they had appropriate resources. I think ito medyo ma-relate ko sa isa sa mga telco companies dito na like when I call and kasi meron ako engineering background sa computer. So I kind of like have knowledge regarding stuff, okay, about computers. Tapos I need technical support. And it turns out na minsan mas marami pa ako alam dun sa nakausap ko. Okay. And sabi dito sa website na to, this is one of the sources ng stress daw ng isang call center agent. Yung alam mo yung feeling niya daw na hindi niya na maibigay yung kailangan ng customer pero kailangan pa rin niyang i-handle yung call. What
Exactly.
can you say about that?
Siguro kasi sa call center, paano to parang on a case-to-case basis. Kasi I have experience na may mga accounts na maayos talaga magpa-training, like meron silang mga scenarios like yung mga scenario talaga na natatanggap ng agent. Tapos kapag merong hindi, i-raise nila and then idadagdag nila yun para matatakan doon sa mga refresher trainings. Pero meron din naman ako na experience na ang ituturo lang is basic. Kapag may tanong ka, saka mo na lang i-raise. Ang problema kasi, babalik tayo dun sa unang bullet no kanina na ba yun na business is still business kailangan namin mag-produce ng numbers. So nakaka-stress yon sa part na ako bilang ahente na paano ko papaikutin tong customer na to na wala pa akong alam na resolution. Kasi ako mismo, alam ko din yung pakiramdam as a customer kapag pinapaikot lang ako, hindi binibigay sa akin ng diretso yung sagot. Tapos ang ending, parang nagsayang lang ako ng oras sa telepono. Parang ganon. Parang, minsan nandun din yung takot ng mga ahente na erase yung ganito sa mas nakakataas. Kasi feeling nila na parang, kulang pa din? Kulang pa din ng binigay namin. Pag ganyan, mag-check kasi kayo. Laging may ganyan sa call center. Kasi parang batuhan. Yung tanong mo ibabalik sa'yo, wala talagang produce sa sagot. Tapos, kapag marami na nag-raise, saka lang magkakaroon ng COA na sagot at saka na siya ma-resolve. Pero tapos na yung call mo. So, yun. For now, wala pa akong nakikitang para matinong resolution for this. Kasi, nasa management na to yung ganun.
Exactly. Yun nga, yung sinabi ni Pipo, actually, it's really with the management itself. Me being in the training department before, yung lack of training materials, it really depends with the one which is on the training and development team which is on the main site of the account. Kasi sila mismo nagpo-provide sa amin ng training materials namin. And that's where we are using when it comes to to trainings naman, diba? But to tell you honestly, kasi what we teach or train during the training period is just only like the basics of the job that they're going to do. But then most of the processes kasi they will learn it once they get to the floor. And that's why we have subject matter experts or floor walkers to assist them in terms of if they have any questions on pero the lack of training, I guess training materials is really sufficient naman. I'm not really sure. It really depends naman with the type of account or from what company they came from. But then it really depends. It really depends with the management. I agree with people kasi it depends kung complete ba yung training materials. And at the same time, it depends with the trainer as well.
Right.
Kasi if the trainer is eager to have his trainees to pass the training and to exceed or to excel rather on their journey sa pagiging call center nila. And the trainer will exert more effort. Diba? But then if yung trainer mo is pabanjing-banjing lang, parang wala lang, yun, andun, isa din sa factor yun. So, stress comes in when hindi na alam ni agent ko ano yung gagawin. Nag-rattle na siya Yun. Sasabihin kasi nila na hindi namin natutunan to during the training. Kasi, what we teach in training or what we train in training is just only like the basic itself. Pero if it's more complicated, like first time mo na experience yan, so you should ask the SMEs or the tenured ones about that.
Right. I guess the stress that comes in with this number or this bullet lessens over time, no? Kasi you get to know more. Siguro sa umpisa lang talaga stress ka. But then when you know it na, you have knowledge about it, you get another call about it, alam mo na sasabihin mo.
Kahit nakapikit ka, alam mo na siya.
Kahit nakapikit ka. So eventually, habang tumatagal. So there's no reason for you to give up agad, no? When you start, may stress na, hindi ko alam to, hindi namin natutunan, give up na ako, I quit. You have to just push on, move on, and you'll get to learn it. Again, number 3, ito the isang source of stress is too much monitoring.
Yeah, like micromanaging. Siguro kasi, nagsasalit ako speaking as an agent minsan na-awkward ako pag naririnig ko yung sarili ko nag-English. Tapos minsan hindi ko pa sure kung yung binibigay kong resolution is tama. Tapos may magbabantay sa akin. Ayun ko talaga ng gano'n na parang feeling mo kasi may panghuhusga. May alam mo yun na parang after nito mag-uusap kayo sa mga paligid. Tsaka hindi ka talaga makakapag-focus sa kung anong matinong resolution bibigay mo. Kasi iniisip mo, takot ka magkamali. So may mga ganun, may maraming mga manager na na technically micromanagers na ang hilig-hilig talagang mga likot ng mga likot. Lalo na kunwari may client base. So pipili lagi silang per team, pipili sila ng mga best agents nila na isa side barge ng client. So habang nagko-call ka, makikinig yung client sa call mo, tatapihan ka pa. Diba? Parang it's one thing na may nagbabantay sila habang nagko-call na Pilipino. What if yung Amerikano pa yung nagbabantay, diba? Tapos yung English hindi pa maayos. Parang isa yun sa cause ng stress kasi stress na nga yung kausap mo. Dahil ko tuloy iisipin. Diba? Parang takot na takot kang eto pa, pag client nila yung nakikinig sa'yo, doon nakakatakot magkamali. Kasi ngingiti lang yan, hindi yan magsalita. Pero bubulong-bulong na yan pag nag-meeting sila, pag nagkaroon na sila ng yung huddle nila ng mga TL. Tapos makakasunod ka na. Minsan i-invite ka pa. Yung mga sinide batch, isasama ka pa doon. So sabi, ito yung mga mali doon sa call mo, ganyan. Nakaka-stress yung gano'n na parang sana ayoko na, hindi na lang ako naging ahente. Sana off ko na lang ngayong araw na to. Ganyan.
Tama.
Klase, level up pala yung
aside from that, minsan kasi yung kind of monitoring kasi kay Pipoy is yung parang side by side na on the spot na yung quality assurance is nasa tabi mo, or the quality team nakatabi sila sa iyo, and then while you are talking on a live customer, ginegauge ka nila, so minamarkahan ka nila. Especially pag may client visit, yun naman medyo nakakatakot talaga kasi kliyente na mismo from the main site from the US. Sila yung magmo-monitor sa'yo. Not just that, we also have this kind of monitoring wherein magugulat na lang kami, inaudit na pala ng quality na may call out ka ganito. When we say call out kasi parang may issue ka, may himali kang ginawa sa process. So ganun yung parang yun yung namin, yung stress namin na parang pag binabantayan kami masyado, hindi kami masyado nakakapag-focus, and then parang nararattle talaga kami.
Right.
So ayun.
Siguro
ako rin naman.
Parang kaya siguro nakaka-stress siya kasi aminin na natin, yung mga managers talagang pa-plastic. Sa totoo lang. Kasi lagi silang best foot forward kapag may kliyente. Ang mga ahente, hindi sanay na sa araw-araw na ginawa ng Diyos. Hindi naman totally kami binabantayan ng mga TL na kung paano sila magbantay pag may kliyente. Kaya nakaka-stress kasi nga, bakit kailangan na best foot forward, maloloka ka, yung aircon napakalamig kasi may client na parang please pakipatay naman. Tapos may mga decorations sa ganito, may mga palibreng pagkain na parang pinapakita sa kliyente na ganito kami, maayos kaming site, ganyan, na hindi naman yun yung nangyayari araw-araw. Tapos lagi silang yung best ahente, yung nilalabas nila. Tapos kapag hindi ka best ahente, dapat naka-stage ka sa medyo malayo, hindi ka naririnig. So parang bukod sa nape-pressure ka, let out ka din, parang hindi maganda yung ganung work dynamics. Hindi ko naman nilalahat. Pero pansin ko, majority tuwing October, which is customer service 1 week yun, 1 week yung kliyente. Pupunta sa bawat site. Yung account na to, bawat site nila, iba-ibang company, visit nila, surprise. Nila sabi kung kailan. So, kailangan ready ka. Paano kunwari, biglang naka-off pala yung isa sidebar. So, ikaw isa sana. Imbis na, alam mo yun, para naranasan ko na, pauwi na ako, out ko na. Pero may client, tapos ang tsatsaka nung ibang kating ko na maiiwan. So, kailangan ko pa mag-OT, nagpakawa. Pabayad naman to eh, ganyan. Parang, ano ba yan? Uwi na nga lang ako, dami ko pang iisipin, ganyan. Parang hindi, bisa umuwi ako alas 4 ng madaling araw, umuwi ako alas 7 kung kailan, parang rush hour na. Parang parang bukod sa stress na iisip mo kung may trabaho ka ba after this, kasi nga, client na yun, parang iisipin mo, papasok pa ba ako mamaya? Kasi parang nakaka-stress baka mangyari na naman to isang linggo to eh. Parang ganun.
Oo. Yun lang. Ako honestly, parang kahit di ako nag-work sa ganyan, if someone is watching me do stuff, nakaka-conscious naman kasi talaga, no? Kahit nga magwalis at yung sa chores lang sa bahay, tapos meron nakaganon sa'yo, tinitignan ka. Pinabantayan ka. Parang pwede ba, umalis ka nga dito, parang ganun, ano?
Wala, sabi mo, tama ba ginagawa ko pag walis?
Hindi, tsaka, di ba yung kunyari, yung poker face lang, nakatingin lang na ganun sa'yo. Parang feeling mo hindi tama yung ginagawa mo.
Parang inaantay ka magkamali.
Ops. Di ganyan.
Ito, another stress daw, or another source of stress, is yung work overload. Totoo ba? Meron ba? Work overload daw?
Ako i-share ko lang, hindi siya nangyari sa akin. Pero kasi meron akong friend sa dating company namin na dahil nga kulang yung tao. Parang kulang yung staff. Pero hindi afford ni company magdagdag ng empleyado. So, magdadagdag na ng trabaho sa iba. So, itong friend kong to, galing kami sa same LOP. Sabi, mag-ano ka? SME, parang subject matter expert. Siya yung mag-guide sa mga newbie. Parang siya yung tanungan, ganyan. So, hindi siya mag-call. Tinanggap niya kasi magaan sa trabaho, hindi din siya magtatawag. Siya stress. Parang mag-a-assist lang. Pero umabot sa point na yung mga OT niya, thank you. Bukod doon, kailangan niyang mag-scrub ng mga tawag. Sabihin, lahat ng mga pangit na calls, papakinggan niya isa-isa lahat ng mga hectic hawak niya. Tapos magno-note siya para siya rin ang para magko-coaching. So, trabaho ng yun ng TL yan, bakit ikaw ang gumagawa? So niya, hindi kasi marami na rin siya ina-assist, ganyan. Hanggang nasa ko, alam mo yung mga ganyan, dapat may bayad yan eh. Dapat, hindi yan yung pinirmahan mo. Tsaka walang kasulatan na promote ka or what. Right. Tapos, ending, yung mga OT, dahil napapa-OT siya kasi hindi dahil sa yung merong bayan. Hindi dahil kapag hindi niya tinapos yung trabaho niya ngayon, dagdag yun sa gagawin niya bukas na madami.
The next day.
Tapos ngayon, parang sa sobrang stress niya, nag-resign siya.
Natambakan na eh, no?
Yung after 5 years, yun talaga nagtulak sa kanya para mag-resign. Tapos nag-apply siya sa ibang Sabi niya ayaw niya, na binalik niya na yung mga computer. Sabi ko, hindi kita masisisi kasi kung ako din yan, magsasalita ako. Pero kasi siya yung ugali niya, masyado siyang mabait, hindi siya makahindi. Tsaka natatakot siya na baka kung ano-ano sabihin sa kanya, ganyan. Walang pakikisama. Kaya yun. Isa yun talaga sa nakakadagdag ng stress yung
stress.
Pag yung overwork ka, dami mong workload na ang pinirmahan mo naman ay ganito lang.
So it happens, no? In some cases, it happens. No, Japet?
Wait, sorry.
Wait.
It's scheduled kasi bukas. Wait lang.
Okay.
When it comes to yung ganyang stress naman talaga, mahirap eh. Yung ganyan na overwork. When it comes to overwork kasi, most likely this entitles to the operations itself. Kasi sila yung OTTY kasi talaga. Or sometimes for agents kasi na overwork, let's say na kunyari, you are cross-trained to another line of business. So instead of you just doing like the customer service only, since you're trained for technical support, they will add those two line of business on the line na parehas mong i-assist. So whichever comes first, kung yung unang papasok sa yung call is customer service, and then the next one na pagkatapos ng customer service, technical or billing, it really depends.
Right.
So, yung overwork na sinasabi natin is, so parang nag-mix up yung kung ano man yung responsibilities mo bilang customer service.
Right.
And with that, minsan yung OTTY din, you'll be working on overtime. Actually, me, speaking as an agent, I work 4 hours of OT dun sa billing account ko. So
4 hours.
I started at 10 p.m. and then nag-out. Kasi, well, the good thing about that is it's work from home naman. So 10 p.m. ako nagsastart yung shift, and then nag-end yung shift ko ng 11 a.m. the next day.
Wow. That's 13 hours.
Diba? So parang that's overwork already. So parang nakaka-stress siya, pero rewarding naman din kasi. Though kasi andun yung pera at the end.
Ito, number 5, source of stress. Yung lack of control daw, yung masyado strict sa spiel, sa scripts. Yan, yung mga ganun. Meron ba?
Ano kasi, may mga account talaga na ang requirement nila is verbatim. Na meron na kapag hindi mo sinabi, kunwari, mga disclaimer. Sa telco, yung mga terms and agreements, pag sa-sign upan mo sila ng kunwari bagong linya ng phone, kapag hindi clear yung terms and conditions, tapos nabentahan mo lang siya, binudol mo, yun? Malaking yun sa company. So, stricto sila pagdating sa mga certain spiel na kailangan sabihin mo at makapture sa recording. At pag hindi mo na, kunwari, may mga QA kasi, kapag hindi mo nasabi siya exactly kung paano ginawa yung spiel, markdown sa'yo yun. Kapag nakailang markdown ka na, pwede kang bigyan ng verbal warning hanggang sa mag-progress ng written warning, final written warning, suspension, termination. Parang gano'n. Nakaka-stress siya kasi, alam mo yung, madalas to sa sales alam mo yung gustong-gusto mong bumenta. Pero at the same time, kailangan hindi mo siya ibudol kasi wala ring silbi yung benta mo. Baka ilipat ka pa ng account kapag tinanggal ka sa program na yun. Tsaka, mamali ka lang kahit yung mga simpleng preposition niya basta kailangan sasabihin mo siya kung ano yung nandun sa script.
Sa script.
Like, kunwari sa mga hotel reservations, kailangan mo mag-recap na ito yung binook nila, ito yung binayaran nila, ito yung digits ng card. Kasi pag hindi, may mga nagdedemanda. Tapos, ang shoulder nun, hindi yung client, kundi yung center, yung BPO center. Kasi yung may investigahan nila yung call
nga. Alam mo, nakonsensya tuloy ako kasi di ba may mga tumatawag sa telepono. Tapos ang haba-haba mo nung sinasabi bago talaga sabihin yung ano ba talaga, ba't ka nga tumawag? Minsan ako kasi parang may mga times talaga, dahil tao lang naman tayo, may mga times talaga na mali yung gising or medyo, alam mo yun, yung parang medyo mainit ang ulo. Tapos yung mitatawag ng tapos ang haba-haba, sige na, cut to the chase, anong gusto mo sabihin? Minsan nasusungitan mo. Pero dire-diretso pa rin siya sa sinasabi niya. Talaga meron siyang script.
When it comes to scripts naman kasi there are some companies that they're strict when it comes to, following the script. Kasi yun yung standard script na workable para sa parang sales pitch kasi. Na yun yung parang effective na sales pitch na dapat word for word sasabihin ni agent para at least ma-convince si customer na bumili ng product.
Nakaka-stress. Iniisip ko pa lang yun. Nakaka-stress naman yun. Ito, meron pa. Last 3. Tatlo. Work routine daw. Yung tipong parang it's the same thing every day. Totoo ba? Na routine siya? Parang same calls ba every day yan? Or you get, ewan ko this is what the survey said. Work routine daw. Isa sa nakaka-stress.
Hindi naman siguro na dahil same calls every day. Yung parang the routine itself. Like, gigising ka, tapos papasok ka sa work, tapos yung gagawin mo parang skill kasi, parang paulit-ulit yung ginagawa mo, paulit-ulit lang din yung issue na nire-resolve mo, tapos uuwi ka, matutulog ka, and then reset ka, ulit ka na naman
Ganun ulit.
Parang ano na siya, parang nandoon na talaga siya. Hindi lang siya like dinagdag na nararanasan ng stress. Talagang nandoon siya. Pero ang work around kasi dyan, kailangan mo talaga i-separate yung work life sa sa personal. Kailangan magkaroon ka ng mga extracurricular activity. Kaya ako ang ginagawa ko talaga nakikipag-chismisan ako kapag avail time. Kasi para meron kang pag-usapan na bago. Para hindi lang puro mga issue ganyan. O kaya kapag off, kain tayo sa ganito, ganyan. Para may nabibreak sa routine. Kasi kapag paulit-ulit, parang may tawag ako dun, parang ako nagiging robot.
Nakapraning, no?
Parang hindi na ako na-excite sa trabaho.
Right,
parang pupasok na lang ako para sumahod every 2 weeks. Which is hindi dapat yun yung motivation.
But then this is not just sa call center eh. This is sa lahat naman ng work eh.
Totoo.
Kasi work routine, ito kasi parang daily living mo na to eh. Ito na yung parang halos, ito na yung doon nagkumagalaw yung mundo mo. So, gigising ka, maliligo, breakfast, and then go to work. Take calls, take your break, calls ulit, lunch, calls ka ulit, break, lunch, calls ka ulit, and out mo na.
Tapos nag-break ka. Tapos
nag-lunch
ka.
Nag-lunch ka ulit. Yun nga, so parang, andun eh, parang yun na yun eh. Pero, it's really, parang nakakatuwa rin kasi when companies are really opposing their campaign when it comes to work and life balance, wherein, yun nga, medyo stressful yung ganong routine na pasok sa office calls and then uwi. Pero the companies are trying to make it as engaging as possible, like putting up some chill out lounge for everyone para makapag sila, like kasi sa amin with the other BPO that I work with, meron silang gym, meron silang billiards, meron silang parang lounge wherein there's a free internet access with the laptop itself. Doon nakaka-freshen up yung mga tao, at least just to break that routine na at least parang malibang ka lang kahit konti. Pero yung routine kasi, yeah, that's kind of stressful, pero it's already your parang nakatatak na yan sa buhay mo. Yan na yung mismong cycle of life mo every day.
Right. Lahat naman, I think hindi lang talaga sa call center yan. Sa lahat. Lahat. So, I agree with what Pipoy said, no? Na kailangan mabalance talaga yung work and play. No? Yung personal mo, tsaka yung work. Huwag mong, I guess yung isa sa na nakuha ko dyan is, huwag mong isama yung work mo sa personal life mo, no? Or sa playtime mo. Huwag mong idamay, parang ganun. Huwag mong iuwi yung trabaho mo, parang ganun, no?
Tama.
Ito pa yung isa nakaka-stress daw. And this is the last one na nakaka-stress daw, is yung working hours.
Yeah, kasi since na-mention kanina na shifting schedule talaga ang nature ng trabaho sa BPO. Hindi ka pwedeng mamili ng sarili mong schedule all the time, kasi itatanong pa lang doon sa ng HR kapag apply ka, are you amenable?
Tama.
And then, syempre, kailangan mo ng trabaho, you said yes. Hindi mo pwedeng bawin yun na parang, hindi ako pwede ng ganitong ganyan kasi yung anak ko may pasok ang ganito, walang ganyan. Parang hindi mo na mai-reason out yung gano'n. Parang isa sa dagdag na stress kapag gano'n na yung setup is kapag yung account na napasukan mo is every week nagpapalit ng schedule. So, every week, iba-iba yung off mo o kaya iba-iba yung oras ng pasok mo, ganyan. Which is, parang gano'n ata yung setup sa amin yung jobs last time, na parang, iba-iba yung off namin, ganyan. Tapos kailangan namin, parang may shift bid every month. So kung gusto mo ng magandang shift, ilalaban mo, kailangan
Perform ka.
O kasi irarang kayo eh. Tapos kapag lumabas na yung mga shells ng schedule, kung sinong mga pinaka mataas na siya yung makakapili ko anong gusto mo off, anong gusto mo oras, and that will run for a month. Tapos yun yung dagdag din pressure kasi kailangan mo perform para may maayos kang shift. Kapag may absent ka, may late ka, may pangat kang survey, yun, markdown yun, so bababa ka ng mabawasan ka ng puntos. So nakaka-demotivate. Kunwari ako, hindi ako totally magaling talaga ahente. Okay, ako yung ahente na laging nalilate dahil sa traffic. Parang yung mga bagay na hindi ko makontrol, for example, na hindi naman ako totally na-train din kasi na maayos, ganyan. Parang isisingin ko yung sarili ko tuloy na hindi ko makuha yung shit na gusto ko kasi ganito ko, ganyan. Ayoko na pumasok. Alam mo yun, na yung sole purpose kung bakit ka nagtatrabaho is to earn money, to provide for your family, blur out. Kasi doon sa stress mo, doon sa mismong work na pinapasukan mo. So, isa sa challenges talaga ng pagiging agent na alam mong yan yung papasukin mo industry. So, you need to make sure na kaya mong talagang mag-adapt dapat para sa ito. Kapag ikaw single ka, wala kang provide na family, parang parang kakayanin mo yung dito. Pero pag ikaw yung tipong ang buhay mo ay nasa umaga, hindi ka pwedeng tulog sa umaga kasi meron kang sinusundong anak, ganyan, may iba kang responsibilities. Ang hirap kaya nga nag-work yung work at home setup ngayon sa ganyan sa iba kasi hindi yung ganitong setup hindi mo kakayanin pag normal na na kailangan pasok sa office na papalit-palit ang schedule. At ang schedule hindi mo pwedeng i-bargain kasi kapag client ang nag-decide na ito yung according dun sa numbers na produce nyo at this hour, dyan maraming call. Dyan namin kailangan maraming natin. Hindi ka pwedeng hindi.
Yun nga, I agree with what Tipoy said naman din regarding yung sa shifting schedule. Actually, at the first time you jumped into the behavioral interview or the HR interview, they will ask you, are you amenable on working on shifting schedules and holidays and weekends? So, sometimes parang kahit hindi mo gusto, mapapasabi ka ng yes eh, kasi just to get the job eh. Pero you need to face the truth that that's the reality once you come into call center. Kasi as in, walang holidays talaga. Depending on the account depending with the clients kasi. Because some other clients would really honor like even Christmas and New Year and Thanksgiving, honor nila yon. Pero let's just say like the Philippine holidays, avoided yun kasi we don't parang pina-follow pa rin natin kung ano yung business sa US or sa foreign country. So ayun. Critical then when it comes to the working hours kasi yun nga shifting schedule eh. So sometimes you will be placed on opening shift we're in from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. So which means na nasa pang umaga ka nun. And then so sa umaga, I mean technically sa umaga dito sa Philippines, like around 4 a.m. onwards, yun yung sleeping time mo. And medyo mahirap ang pagtulog ng ganun, especially sa pagtanghali kasi mainit. Diba?
Right.
And then siguro on the brighter side of that is yung if you need to take care of some of your government stuff like yung NBI, let's say for requirements, you can still be able to maasikaso pa yun kasi panggabi ka naman, gising ka naman you can exert at least a small time in the morning para maasikaso yung mga dapat asikasuhin sa umaga. Kasi nga, lahat naman ng tao gising sa umaga. It's just, it happens to be na call center agent ka, natutulog ka sa umaga eh.
Right,
Ganun
right.
yun. So, let's say, mid-shift naman is around 12, midnight until 9 in the morning.
Yun ang mid-shift no?
Yun yung mid-shift namin. So, ayun talaga yung mga D hours na parang lunch na sa US. Tapos
Oo.
kami nagtatawag pa. Ganyan.
Oo.
And then closing time would be around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. dito sa Manila. And then until 1, 5 to 1 ba? 1 p.m.
Mm-mm.
So yun yung parang closing shift. So minsan may minsan medyo may gustong kumuha ng ganong shift kasi
Mm-mm.
yun yung buhay ng normal na tao na morning talaga. For those like
Mm-mm.
morning person talaga, they would rather get that schedule kasi yun nga parang normal na tao ka. And also for those people who has kids
Mm-mm.
na they need to, pull. Ang pangat naman na to put them down. Pero ito, parang patulogin sila sa
Put them
gabi.
down.
Parang to put them down, to papat.
Oo nga.
Huwag naman ganun. Pero yun nga. Yun yung kailangan, may mga kids na kailangan patulogin sa gabi.
Right,
So,
right.
yun yung medyo
True.
beneficial para sa akin.
Sa dami ng stress na pinag-usapan natin, ito ngayon yung ultimate question.
Mhm.
How do you survive? Ano yung parang, well, this is also one way, a tip that you can give yung mga magsa-start pa lang. How do you survive the call center or the BPO industry?
Ako siguro, speaking as a single person na wala pa akong provide like family of my own.
Mm-mm.
Noong time na hindi pa work from home, ang motivation ko talaga kaya ako nag-work is makapagtabi ako ng pera and then I will travel. Kasi para hindi ko maramdaman na nagtrabaho ako, dapat sa bawat sinasahod ko, nagtatabi ako ng konti para kapag kunwari nag-travel ako, meron akong reminder na ay kaya ako may ganito kasi nung sumahod ako, ito yung reward ko sa sarili ko. So, parang nag-umpisa ako nagbibigay ako ng maliliit na tokens lang sa sarili ko. Bigla ako sa shopping ng ganyan. Kakain ako sa ganito, hindi ko pa na-try. Hanggang sa, mag-travel ako mag-staycation ako sa ganito, ganyan. Hanggang sa, mag-travel ako sa mag-abroad ako, ganyan. Parang months of preparation, meron kang laging din-look forward. Kasi, since routine talaga, yung pagtatrabaho sa BPO industry, araw-araw pa ulit-ulit na nangyayari. Araw-araw pare-parehong mukha nakikita mo, pare-parehong issue yung kailangan mo resolve. You need to break the cycle na parang kailangan mong gumawa ng reward sa sarili mo para hindi mo ma-feel na burden yung trabaho. Kasi once na na-feel mo yun, you will look for a way out. Parang ayoko na, demotivate na ako, mag-out na ako. And ayoko nung ganun nung feeling na kasi ayoko nung wala akong pera. Yun talaga. So, ayun, lagi akong gumagawa ng checklist na after 3 months na ako pupunta, anong bibilhin ko. Tapos siguro naging difficult lang nitong pandemic kasi yun nga, hindi ako makapag-travel. So, ginagawa ko, bibili ako ng ganito para sa sarili ko. Parang mag-order ako ng ganito pagkain para sa amin. Tapos, since medyo papalapit na yung reality na, baka makapag-travel na rin ako in the future, yan, nire-refresh ko na yung mga dati kong plano na naiurong. Tapos, nanonood na ako ng mga travel videos, ganyan, para tumaas ulit yung motivation ko na mag-work.
Very good.
Actually, almost the same with Pipoy for me na think of something that motivates you to come into work. Not just only about like the physical things that you would like to get, like sapatos. Like, I'm a sneakerhead, so I would love to have like mga sapatos or either like bagong clothes, ganyan, accessories or anything. Or katulad ni Pipoy, planning to travel soon. In any case, the pandemic is over. And think of something that drives you to come into work, diba? And I guess, as I mentioned, not just about the physical things, but also what you can provide for your family. kung may anak ka man or if you're a single person who's living with your family or with your parents, I mean, at least, isagi mo sa isip mo lagi na what I can provide for my family if ever na tinigil ko tong trabaho ko. Kasi,
Right.
yun doon babalik ulit yung encouragement sa sarili mo na nagtatrabaho ng maigi, ng nagtatrabaho para sa pamilya ko. Kumbaga, 'di ba nga sa isang commercial, para kanino ka ba bumabangon? Syempre for your family, 'di ba? Yun eh. So, yun lang talaga. Think about something that drives you to come into work. And at the same time, every sahod, I guess, treat yourself in a small way that, na mafe-feel mo na it's rewarding for you. Diba? Kahit kumain ka man lang sa Jollibee or bumili ka man lang ng kahit isang t-shirt man lang para sa sarili mo, at least you get to feel your fruit of labor eh.
Right.
Kasi sometimes we neglect ourselves and put others first. Diba? Eh, hindi naman masama yun. Pero it happens to be na parang, syempre, tayo naman yung nagtatrabaho. And I guess it's a rightful thing naman to do na at least pagbigyan natin yung sarili natin na makatikim at least just like a 500 or 200 pesos from our own budget or our own salary na mafe-feel ko na ito yung pinagpaguran ko. Kahit itong 200 man lang mapunta sa akin and then the rest would be for my family.
Right.
Ganun lang naman siya.
Sa SaWariKo, in order for you to survive, okay, the call center industry, huwag mong isipin na exclusive lang yung stress na yan sa BPO.
Yeah.
Kahit saan ka pumuntang work, may stress. Di ba? Wherever you go. And think of the benefits. Think of the benefits ng nagagawa ng work na yan. Okay? I guess that will also help you survive. Pero syempre, sa lahat naman ng work, I guess you have to really be careful with your health. No? Important yun, yung health mo. Kasi pagka compromise na yung health mo, siguro huwag mo na masyado ipilit. Diba? Ewan ko, ako lang naman yun. Ako lang yun.
Pero syempre, di ba, doon pa rin tayo sa we still need to manage the work and life balance pa rin.
Right.
So let's not forget to at least indulge ourselves into something na will make ourselves freshen up. And then kalimutan ng
self-love.
Yun, balik tayo sa self-love.
Self-love. Episode 1 ng SaWariKo, self-love.
Just freshen up a little bit. Kalimutan saglit, pero reality comes in after that.
Right. Yun. Ang sarap nyo talagang kausap, Japeth tsaka Pipoy. Maraming salamat. Grabe. Thank you so much, Ox Break.
Thank you. SaWariKo.
SaWariKo. Kasi iba yung SaWariKap.
Ayun. Well, actually, it's a great honor to be a guest of SaWariKo and also imparting our experiences when it comes to the call center
and your knowledge.
Yes.
Yay. Pipoy.
Ayun, nakaka-overwhelm na mag-guess. Kasi ito, first guesting ko to kasi parang sa tandem namin ni Japet, ako yung laging playtime, lagi yung sagot Alam mo yun? Parang ganun kami nagko-compliment sa isa't isa, laging playtime yung akin. So, ayun, sana maraming natutunan yung mga listeners natin about BPO, ganyan. Kasi may mga negative connotations sa akin pag sabi ng BPO. It's fun. It's actually for everyone. Walang ini-exclude ng BPO. Lahat tinatanggap yan.
Totoo.
And, masarap na parang minsan sa buhay mo na try mo yung ganito. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, itong pandemic, isa ang BPO industry sa mga nagsalba ng economy natin. So, doon pa lang proud na ako.
Galing. Sana merong sound effects ng clap. Wala akong ganun eh. Oo nga. Thank you
You're
so
a great
much.
singer. Ganun
You're a
dapat.
great singer.
Karaoke. Ay, sorry, karaoke
Ay,
pala
oo
yun.
nga. Ano pala tayo? Podcast pala tayo. Ox Break, thank you so much. Kailan kayo
You're welcome.
kailan kayo pakikinggan ng mga listeners? When are you plugging your podcasts?
All right. So, plugging our podcast, it's either on a Sunday or on a Monday. It depends sa sipag and ng atake ng procrastination sa mundo namin. Pero yun nga, always tune in to each and every episode. It's in a weekly release of Ox Break. You can also catch us with our personal accounts, with Japs and Pipoy, and also with our social media account for our Ox Break fan page in Facebook and Instagram as well. You can also reach us as well in our personal Gmail account, which is the oxbreakpodcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Saka in about a month, we'll be wrapping up our season 1.
Yes.
Gusto namin mag-prepare ng mas bongga sa season 2. Kasi we dive in agad-agad. Tapos doon namin, ngayon dito season 1, doon namin natutunan lahat ng proseso ng mga komplikado pala gawin ito. So,
podcasting.
This is a learning process.
Yeah, for all of us.
Yeah, we want to make sure na yung season 2 namin mas pulido,
Right.
mas engaging, mas fun. We're gonna try new things, new topics. So, in a month, I think we're gonna up the season. And yun.
Yeah, that's something.
Follow nyo kami, tsaka sa follow nyo din SaWariKo.
Yes.
I think this is not gonna be like the last interaction.
Yes.
Moving forward.
We're looking forward for another guest with SaWariKo. And
Yes.
ayun,
Happy.
sobrang supportive ng SaWariKo and
Of
sa
course.
amin sa Ox Break. And in return naman, we do the same thing.
Right. We want to set an example of yung supporting each other talaga.
Yeah, support
Diba?
local.
Yeah, support local. We are all in this together. Kaya, yay! Thank you so much. Saya.
Thank you din.
Ako din. sa mga listeners, please follow us. SaWariKo.ph sa Instagram, SaWariKo.ph on Twitter, and on YouTube you can search for SaWariKo. On Facebook you can search you can actually just type facebook.com/SaWariKo. So, yeah, and then ano pa ba? Yun lang. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Japeth, and thank you, Pipoy. Yeah, next
You're
time
welcome.
ulit. Kita-kita ulit tayo. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And share na din. Yan, share to all your friends. Yan, ewan ko ba, saan ba yung notification bell? Somewhere. Lipad-lipad eh. And don't forget to comment. If you have any suggestions, anything that you want us to talk about, please leave a comment down below. Yan. And if you want to see Japeth, lalagay ko dyan yung Instagram link. Yan. Pipoy. Siguro dito sa Pipoy. Ox Break is somewhere here or up here or anywhere or there.
Yes.
Nasaan man. Kahit saan. Alright. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.
Thank you.